Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Agents in the Trenches, the real life struggles of real estate agents in this new market. And it's so exciting to be able to come here and stir up these conversations and stir up these topics that we know are happening right now in our marketplace, and that it is the real raw truth of the struggles that our agents in our communities across so many different places, but especially here in Southwest Florida, are are experiencing. And as always, I have my lead agent here for Q International, who is in the trenches, and she is firsthand, experiencing these real life struggles. Except we've decided to navigate these uncharted waters together. And I'll let her introduce herself. So, hey, how are you?
Hi, Lucy. I'm good. How are you?
So, for those that have maybe not watched before, and for those that are going to be watching for the first time, tell us who you are, a little bit about your career history, and why we are here today.
Awesome. Yes. So my name is Dalia. I am going to hit my 2-year mark as a real estate agent. And before I did this, I was a Geek Squad agent. I went through many different kinds of areas for work. But this is my first, I think, I would say my first sales, like real sales job. So it was definitely something like I went in head on. I mean, took the leap of faith and just did it because I did feel a calling for it. And every day I'm learning and I'm growing, and I'm just so blessed to be where I'm at right now in position with you because we all know the importance behind having a mentor and having a coach to help us and guide us along the way. Otherwise, it's an ocean that is hard to navigate alone, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love hearing you say that, because a lot of people get into real estate and they are filled with myths, right? A couple of those myths are: I'm going to make a lot of money. Um, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to have a flexible schedule. I'm going to be able to control everything that I do. I'm going to be able to work from home. And I'm just ready to get out there and be my own boss, even though I've never been anybody's boss. So, all these myths. And here we are in this new market that a lot of agents, Talia, a lot of agents that have been in the business, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, have never been through these uncharted waters. And so you and I have a special relationship, because I remember when you came to Q International, and you said, I just feel that you're the person that I want to learn from, and I feel that you're the person that can teach me. And that's exactly what we've done for the last 2 years. So now we are taking all this to another level. Tell everybody a little bit about what Agents in the Trenches is all about, as I continue to share, because I know there's a lot of audiences that want to be, listening to this.
So, Agents in the Trenches is just a raw discussion of what agents are facing in today's market. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been in the industry for a while, so they maybe have seen, something like this before, but then there's people like myself, right, that's been only in the industry for a few years, under 5 years. For me, it's 2. And, it's a struggle right now. It really is. So, we identified that. We talked to people that are facing similar obstacles, and the purpose of this is to talk about it, right? Talk
Mhm.
about it, because everybody sees the glory, but nobody actually sees the story. So we want to come on here, we want to give you stories, we want to give you real life examples of what happened and what people are facing, so like that we can come up with a solution. I mean, we already came up with a solution, right? And we're going to be talking about that later on today, but bringing more people on, because I've experienced this a lot within the past 2 years. Is agents having other agents that maybe been in the industry for longer than I have this mindset of like, it's all mine, right? Like it's I don't know what you call that, but they're reframing from giving out certain information, helping each other out. And it's difficult when if you're in a contract with that agent, right? I thought we were on the same track. Like, you're trying to sell that house and I'm trying to sell it as well. And, it hasn't been, an easy process. So what we're trying to do is probably change that culture in the real estate industry and bring more people along, help each other out and just create a different culture for real estate agents.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest challenges that we are all facing is that this is a new market. The consumer is not the same old, same old. The consumer has become more savvy. And like you're saying, we're bringing these topics, and today we're going to be talking about income producing activities. And what does that really mean? Because, we don't know what we don't know. There is about 7,000 agents at our local association, right? I think there's over 20,000 in Southwest Florida alone. When we speak about Lee, Collier, and Charlotte County, there's well over 20,000 more or less. And a lot of them are either been in the business a long time and have not evolved, or a lot of them are brand new, meaning, less than 5 years. And they also need to now reinvent themselves. And so this is the conversation that we're bringing to really talk about, so what are the real life struggles in the real estate business? Because listen, it's one thing to have a job and know that you have to show up by 9 a.m. and you have to stay awake and do just enough not to get fired, right? We do just enough not to get fired. And then at the end of the day, you get to go home and you check out and you forget about everything. But when you are your own boss, when you are running a real estate career and you do it as a business, there's so many things that come into play. So let's talk a little bit about IPAs, right? Income producing activities. And what have you learned in my coaching with you and in my mentorship that you want to share you are seeing is a struggle with other agents that are out there? Because you get to work with the other agents out there. Like, I'm really behind the scenes. I'm the turbo booster, right? And I work with you hand in hand, and we do, field days, and we go out and we do our different things, because I want to keep my finger on the pulse of the market. I don't want to have anybody tell me what's happening. I want to be out there side by side with you. So what are some of those things that you are noticing agents in the trenches are not doing that would and could be income producing activities?
So they're one of the biggest things I learned, that there's income producing activities, and then there's non-income producing activities, and it's sometimes hard to differentiate the two, right? They all can seem important, responding back to an email from a seller or a buyer, but there's a time for that. So I think what I've been seeing a lot of people not being able to really like differentiate the two, right, and schedule their selves so they can hit on all of the activities that are going to produce income, and some that are kind of admin, that fall into the admin work. I know I struggle with that a lot, especially coming from a 9 to 5 and then working on your business. I always had like you said, the check in, check out. So I had to really change that mindset, that I don't check out, right? My business still goes on until I end up knocking out and falling asleep at the end of the day. Then I can't do anything about it. But I think that's one of the biggest struggles, is changing that mindset, especially if you're coming from a 9 to 5. It's like, no, we have to work, right? And then what activities are we doing in the day that's actually going to help us and propel us to move forward?
And you touched on a really hot topic, which is, if we're coming into the real estate industry with an employee mindset, right? And I can speak from experience, because when I started in the real estate industry in the year 2000, I was coming literally out of the medical field. I mean, you show up, you do your job, you get a paycheck at the end of the week, and you check out at 5. I did not have the mindset that between 9 and 5, I do my work, but between 5 and midnight, I build my business. So that's something really powerful that real estate agents need to understand. Mm-hmm. You are now a business owner. Real estate is a business that can provide you with independence financially. It could give you financial freedom. It could help you build financial legacy, and it could help you generate, you know, generational wealth. This is not a job. So
Yeah.
there's no checking out. Now, a lot of agents, and I think yesterday you mentioned, answer the phone, introduce yourself, and set up appointments. Three super simple steps that are so hard to follow because the mindset is, I don't even know where my phone is. I think I always ask people at one point or another, especially if I know that now we are on a path to grow. Where do you put your phone? Like, where is your phone that you are not answering it within 15, 20 minutes, if not immediately? And it's funny to know that subconsciously, there's so many agents that totally take their phone and put it away. It's charging, it's in another room. Guys, this device right here could make you a six-figure income. This is our laptop, our computer, our GPS, our e-signature, our contract writer. This is our line of communication to the world. This is our social media. This is our camera, our content creator. This is everything. And yet the mindset is, well, I don't need it because now I'm home. Now, I'm not saying we don't need balance, but would you say that agents are out of balance in answering their phone? One of the most important IPAs is answer the phone.
I think that's one of the areas they're imbalanced in. I think there's a lot of Asians imbalanced in a lot of different areas in their life and then their business as well. One of the things that I saw also was, there was a specific agent that they wanted to work from home. And I'm like, okay, we all know that doesn't really work that well unless you really have the discipline, unless you've built the discipline to be able to do that. Because now, if you've built your structure and you built your schedule, and you're going to attempt to do this on your own in your house or whatever the case may be, you now it's just there's nobody going to be keeping you accountable for the tasks that you have to do. So I think that might be also an issue that real estate agents have is, they have that mindset of, I can work from home, I can do this on my own or whatever. And I mean, try it out. If you have the discipline, perfect. If you don't, I think that's when you have to realize and kind of come to terms that, you need that accountability. You need that person to help you stay on track. So that could be challenging as well.
And a lot of times people just don't know what they don't know, right?
Yeah.
They don't know what they don't know. So no one has told them, listen, we're living in a world where answering the phone and then what is reasonable for answering the phone? I mean, we're talking about the first line of communication with your world, with your customers. The first line of communication with getting new customers. The first point of contact with you building your income and generating consistent and predictable income is your phone. The number one IPA is answer the phone. So, of course, that leads us to the second topic that we're going to be talking about, which is time management, right? How has time management, in your opinion, and I'm going to tell everybody what I know about time management, but everybody knows it as time management. How has time management been a struggle? How are you seeing it be a struggle for the modern day agent, for today's new generation or next generation agent?
So what I would say to that is, I mean, I've come across this problem even with myself sometimes, is that we know that we need to structure your days, right? And we know also that certain activities need to take a certain amount of time, right? So let's just say you're prospecting, making calls from whatever 9 to 11, and you're managing your time. But I also know that sometimes we get distracted, right? Sometimes if we get an email or if we get, a text message or someone sends us a video, now we're chasing these little, what is it? A squirrel chasing some nuts or whatever.
Squirrels.
Yes. So I also realize that might be an issue as well. So time management is important for sure.
Well, here's what I've learned, guys, and this is exactly why we have put together a 12 series agent productivity mentorship and mastermind program, because we want to be able to through these 12 series masterminds that we're going to be launching starting April, we're going to bring the solutions to these topics. We're going to bring you the not just the solution, but the how to these problems, because agents in the trenches, right? The real life struggles of real estate agents in this current market, it's an epidemic, I think. So many agents are losing income producing opportunities because they don't know what they don't know. They don't have a mentor. They don't have a coach. They don't have someone that's leading them and guiding them through these uncharted waters. Or maybe they're coming out of, doing real estate on Easy Street. And right now it's really, the waters are lowering and there's a lot of agents that are being left naked, you know, based on their skill sets. So when we talk about time management, and this is something we're going to be discussing really deep, which is what I'm excited about in these mastermind series that we're going to do, we're going to go deep down into the topic of, so what is really time management? What is really time management? And why is this something that we need to not just understand, but harness and take control of? Because like you just said, you wake up in the morning and most agents, what is the first thing most agents think in the morning from your experience? What's the first thought? Agents get up, they get ready, and then what?
What do I do today?
What do I do today? Imagine 9 a.m. on Monday morning, and this is when the agents are starting to think, so what am I going to do today? Mm-hmm. There's no real intention. There's no premeditated action plan. There's no premeditated massive action ready to be implemented. And so what happens by Monday morning at noon?
I mean, you're already behind on the game if you're asking yourself, what are you going to do today at 9 a.m. Monday? So by noon, you're that's it. You're gone.
By noon, you're like, forget it.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. Let me start tomorrow. Right. I'll just go ahead and leave this stuff for tomorrow because today is almost gone. And now let's go hunting for squirrels. Let's go buy the stuff we didn't buy during the weekend. Let's go run the errands we didn't run during the weekend. Let's go take the puppy to the groomers. Let's go take the kids, to buy what they need. And so now when you start thinking of it, okay, is this really how business people operate? Like if you were a doctor, would you be like stopping in the middle of surgery and go hunting for a squirrel and end up in Walmart, end up at Publix, end up at the groomers, or end up at the cleaners? Would you do that? And everybody in their right mind would be like, no, a doctor has a schedule. So it really comes down to time management is really choice management. What are the choices that you're making, Sundays at 7 p.m., which is really what I call the golden hour?
Yeah. And I want to talk about something that when I first started, I didn't realize right away, but there's like certain times in the day that you're most productive, like mentally, physically, and stuff like that. And what I realized was that when I first started and before, I realized it was a problem, right? Because like you said, you don't know what you don't know. I was scheduling myself to do the like admin work when I was most productive instead of doing the stuff that needs more of a mental like attention, right? The cold calling, the follow-ups, all of that stuff. So I would do that later in the day thinking that I would have more energy, but I wasn't. By 1, 2 o'clock, you start feeling it, maybe after lunch, you start getting the itis a little bit, and now you don't really want to do those things. So then, like you say, you do it for the next day. So I think that's another thing is, understanding where your mental and physical energy lies more towards when are you most productive, so you can gauge out the tasks that are definitely more important to do and during those times.
Tell me more about that, because I think that is such a huge struggle. If the people that are watching here live, give us #live. If you're going to be watching this on replay, give us a #replay. But if you're watching us now, let us know a little bit of input on what are you seeing as far as agents in the trenches and their real life struggles with that time management and those IPAs, that income producing activity. But I want to ask Talia, tell me a little bit break it down for me a little bit more on, before you knew any better, before I started mentoring you at a deeper level and started coaching you to level up, right? Because we need a mentor
Mm.
to go deeper with us, but we need a coach to elevate us. That's super important, guys. Listen, it's not the same to have a mentor and to have a coach. And it's not the same to mentor someone and to coach someone. So, from my personal experience, after doing this for many, many years, I started training agents, as many of you already know, since 2012. But I started coaching agents in 2016. I mean, that's a 4 year gap. Like for 4 years, I was training and then I started mentoring. And it wasn't until 4 years later that I started coaching agents. And one of the things that I can tell you right now, you need a mentor to go deep with you, but you need a coach that will elevate you. And it's very different. So, Talia, you get the best of both worlds, right? Working with me. And I'm so honored and privileged that you've been such a spectacular student. I mean, you make my life fun, right? Because we sit down, we talk as business partners, and there's moments when I mentor you and I go deep with you, and there's other times when I coach you and I elevate, your standards and I help you step up. But break it down for us, because I remember clearly when you were doing what I would tell you that you should do. You've always been a great student, but I now remember when you were having the challenges with the time management. Break that down for us, how it was then and then how it is now, after I've been able to mentor you at a deeper level and coach you to elevate up.
Yeah, so I remember you would give me, okay, this is what you need to do. Okay, this is what you need to do, and I would do it. But again, I was going at a pace that was extremely slow, right? I knew if, okay, as long as I check off the boxes as I
Right.
go, I'm doing something, right? I'm doing something. But I also realized at the end of the day, I was feeling like a sense of like, I don't know, like I didn't accomplish anything. Like, I felt like, oh man, I don't feel satisfied with my day. I don't feel satisfied with, what I did today. But I was checking off some of the boxes, maybe not all of them, because again, I was scheduling myself to do things that required a lot of energy, and in the times that I was already deflated, not deflated, but I didn't have a lot of energy. So I wasn't giving it my all. Right. So I remember, one time coming to you and I just straight up told you, like, I just feel deflated. I feel that you remember
I
that?
remember that word. You walked in and you said, I am. And I sensed it. I sensed it. And I
Yeah.
said, come on, let's sit down. Because that's what a mentor does. Guys, if you don't have a mentor, if you know a realtor in this market that does not have a mentor, reach out to them and say, listen, go find a mentor. A mentor is the person that is going to help you to understand where you're at and how to navigate that place. And that's going to go deeper with you to understand. So I was feeling your energy, and I know you were going through the motions. A lot of agents go through the
Yeah.
motions. Give me a number 4 in the chat if you understand what I mean about a lot of agents go through the motions. You're doing what you're doing, but your heart's not in it. Your passion is not in it. You're not on point. You're not oh, my phone fell. You're not on your A game. You're sluggish. You're in your head. And if you're in your head, you're dead. And I remember we sat down and you said to me, I feel deflated. And then what did we do? You remember what we did?
Well, we went deeper into that. Okay. Why? What's
We went
going
deeper
on?
into it. Yeah, let's break it down. Let's open it up. Let's dissect, what does this mean? Where is it coming from? Let's get to the root of the problem. And that's the biggest struggle agents are having. They have no one to go deeper with them and help them uncover. So where is this deflation coming from? And one of the things is exactly what you said. You were doing the busy work in the morning because you wanted to feel busy,
Yes.
and you were trying to be productive in the afternoon. And that is not how IPAs work, guys. IPAs, income producing activities, if somebody can put in the chat, income producing activities have to do with your optimum state of mind, your optimum state of enthusiasm, vibe, energy, and just pushing forward with your physical self, knowing that you are aiming for the bullseye. What is the bullseye? It's real simple. The bullseye is simple. It's called You must set an appointment every day. Answer the phone, introduce yourself, and set an appointment. Answer the phone. If somebody could put in the chat, answer the phone, introduce yourself, and set an appointment. If could you imagine if everyone just became a lion? You know, when a lion is hungry, I always tell you and the other people that work with us in the organization, I say, I want to be surrounded by hungry, starving lions, like starving. So if you are a starving lion and you act like one, when are you at your optimum? When you're hunting for business, guys, it's hunting season. Forget about this little dabble, wish and wabble. It's hunting season. You got to bring out the arsenal. You got to unpack, your most lethal weapons of setting up appointments. Because, Talia, how does it feel now that you are at this next level? With my coaching, you've gotten to this next level where you're on the phones. Guys, there's no secret sauce. There's no 10 steps to, 100K in 60 days. That's baloney. I mean, baloney and cheese. That is a baloney story. You have to grind. You got to hustle, right? Dream all you want. Have all the visions you want. Aspire as high as you want. But guess what? The hustle is sold separately. And that's where you got to intentionally, with your mind sharp. I mean, sharp, sharp, sharp. Like, you even know, I mean, and this is what we're going to do at the mastermind. Like, we're going to take people through the experience of Bruce Lee. Remember Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
Ha, you're Bruce Lee. Ha, you're Bruce. And it sounds corny, but you know what? It works.
It primes the brain. Yeah.
It primes your brain. We're going to bring people through flipping the switch, like, coach Michael Burt says, right? And turning on your prey drive. I mean, let's open up the curtain a little bit. You want to have a little vulnerable moment with our audience right now? Because at the end of the day, we're not perfect, but we're pushing through. So guys, I'm going to open up the curtain for you guys a little bit behind the scenes of, my mentorship and my coaching with Talia. And there's so many big things that are coming behind what we're doing because it's very premeditated. It's 100% premeditated. It's 1,000% intentional. And we're leaving nothing to chance, right, Tali?
That's right.
Because we want to be those role models that could lead by example, So if you're an agent, you need to get around yourself some awesome, powerful, butt-kicking role models. You need to get around some massive action-taking mentors. You need to go find yourself a coach that has been where you want to go and is willing to come back and take you on the journey with them. So this week, I think it was it Tuesday or Wednesday? One of the days. I think it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. You sent me a text. Let's be vulnerable. Let's be vulnerable and let's let people see our human side because social media is so phony sometimes, right? Everybody shows the glory. I'm here to show you the story. I'm here to show you that this is no magic sauce, no secret sauce. This is no wave the wand abracadabra. So tell them the text that you sent and tell them what I answered you.
Okay. So the text that I sent, and I laugh because.
And thank you for being vulnerable. Everybody in the chat, put some kudos for Talia for being vulnerable. I'm teaching her how to, leaders need to be vulnerable. Leaders need to be humble. Leaders must be transparent. And listen, I'm opening up the curtain, so you're going to hear it right now. So kudos to Talia. Go ahead, Tali.
Okay, so I sent you a text. I think it was like early. I don't even know what time it was, 7:30 or something like that. And I had texted you. I'm like, "Good morning, Lucy." And then I asked, I'm like, "Are you going to the office? Are you going to the office today?"
Are you coming to the office today? And what did I say?
You're like, "Yeah, I was planning on it. Why?" So then I mentioned. I mean, I was honest. I was like, "Oh, well, I'm feeling a little crappy today. Not gonna lie. I was feeling a little crappy today, and I just want,
This is the real raw truth, guys. This is the real unadulterated, organic, authentic truth of agents in the trenches, okay? And the real life struggles of real estate agents. We're not here, I'm not here to have a beauty pageant or a popularity contest. I'm here to bring you the real raw truth, and I'm bringing Talia on this journey with me. And so go ahead, finish the story. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. So then you had responded. So I feel you. I'm feeling the same way, which was, at that moment, it's definitely made a difference because I'm like, wow, even Lucy sometimes feel this way. So that was big for me. And then, you mentioned a couple of things, and the last word you said was pray drive. And for those who don't know, that's a term that Coach Michael Burr uses about, if you want to talk a little bit more about that. But that right there was like, oh my gosh, she's right. Like, she's right. I need to go in. So I was already, I know you, Lucy, like, even after I text that, I was like, I know exactly what she's gonna say. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start, and I started getting ready. I'm like, I knew it, and then I saw your message, and I was like, okay,
But
yeah,
that was beautiful. That was so beautiful. And we have to leverage that. You and I have to leverage this journey that we're on, because I know we're going to motivate and inspire people. I know we're going to change lives. I know we're going to help other people level up and rise up and show up. But the beauty behind that was you reached out to your mentor, right? And you said, are you planning on coming to the office today? Now, let me be vulnerable. Let me have a moment of transparency. When you wrote me that, I found myself having the power and the authority to say, you know what, don't worry. Let's meet up tomorrow. I'm going to get what I need to get done from my home office. And at that moment, I had to stop myself and I had to remind myself, I am on a 90-day run of field training, of mentorship with Dalia. I need to lead by example. I need to suck it up, Buttercup. And God knows I've been through a lot of stuff. Those of you that follow me know. So mentally, emotionally, physically, I'm exhausted. But I said, no, no excuses, because what kind of a hypocrite am I going to be if I tell her it's okay? No, we're on a 90-day run. And that's when I said to you, I was planning on it. But my first thought was like, oh my God, you know. And then you know what? That is what more team leaders, brokers, and agents need to recognize. When you fail to show up, you're failing either the people you're leading or you're failing yourself. And there's so many agents coming up with the most wishy-washy, funky, bologna and cheese, lame excuses to not level up, to not activate their prey drive. And the prey drive is what Coach Michael Burt is teaching, that we all have to get into that mindset of a hungry, starving, lion. When the lion is hungry, he eyes the prey, and once he decides, I'm gonna eat, man, there is nothing and no one that can get in the way of the lion. When the cougar eyes its prey, there's no one that can stop that cougar till that cougar just locks its teeth into the prey and goes. And that's what agents, team leaders, and more brokers need to understand. You can't be acting funky because you don't feel right. Listen, our feelings are the most, oh my God, crazy things that we can listen to. But here's the beauty of our journey, Talia. And I want you to repeat what you said about when I answered you and I said to you, I'm feeling the same way. It's so awesome to have a running partner. It's so awesome to have a coach, a mentor that humanizes themselves and says, girl, I hear you, man.
I
But
feel
you
the
know
same
what?
way.
We got to go kick booty today. We got to go hunting. So tell us what you felt. Speak from your end, because you are speaking, you are the voice of real estate agents in the trenches.
I
You
mean,
are
it's
the voice of real estate agents in the trenches.
yes, yes, definitely. I mean, if at that moment it was like a relief because I'm not going through it alone, right? I mean, we're in this together, and that felt, it felt like there's no better word to say but relief. I'm like, okay, so she's feeling the same way. She's still gonna show up in the office. I need to show up.
And I showed up. And you know what? It was the most productive day we've had.
Yeah, sure.
It was a kick butt day. And I said to you, I remember that afternoon, I said to you, man, we've been nonstop all day. We've accomplished so much. This has been such a productive day. We were in meetings. We were on the phones with sellers. We were strategizing. We were putting negotiations together. And I said to you, this is why, the people who know say that when you don't feel like it, you got to push like it.
Yeah.
When you don't feel like it, you got to push to it, because that's your prey. That's your prey that day. But imagine how many agents wake up in the morning feeling like you felt, and there's no one there for them.
I
The
mean,
pain of having no one there for them.
yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, if I didn't have you, I probably I would have stood home. I would have stayed in bed, maybe slept in. I mean, it wouldn't have been a productive day, I tell you that. So if it feels really good to have someone, to reach out to in those moments, like yourself, to lift me back up, because if we're in this together, then we're going to go through all of these emotions together. I mean, we're humans at the end of the day,
Yes,
right? Our
absolutely.
bodies are going to get tired, our minds are going to get tired, and we're going to want to feed into that. We're going to want to listen to it. We're going to
It's
want to
human
listen to it.
nature. It's
Yes.
human nature. It's human nature. It is human nature, guys. So here's the solution, because we could go on and on and on and on. But here's the solution. Talia and I have joined forces to bring one of the most epic, real life, real, no glory, all story, high productivity, massive action taking masterminds. And it is open to absolutely every agent, every team leader, every broker that wants to bring their agents. And it's going to be held at the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy. And we are bringing the solution. We are bringing the real, raw truth of what it's going to take to turn your business around in 90 days. It's going to take 90 days, but you know what? You have to start, because like Dalia just said, if she would have stayed at home that day, she would have been one full day. See, here's the problem, guys. You think that because it's a Tuesday and you're your own boss and you have no one to answer to, and you can have the leisure of doing what you want when you want, and you have no one to reach out to and hold you accountable, you think it's okay to stay in bed and sleep. And you could, but I'm going to tell you the truth. You're not going to be one day behind. You're going to be a week behind, because every day is a week that you're putting yourself ahead of the schedule. And that's why I can tell you, people say, oh, I want to jumpstart my business. Oh, I want to level up. Oh, I want to fill up my pipeline. Oh, my pipeline is empty. Oh, I haven't closed a business since January or since December, or some people haven't closed a business since November or more. It's going to take you 90 days of massive action, intentional, premeditated, pure, unadulterated, raw prey drive to turn your business around. And so Dalia and I have experienced this. We're living proof. We are literally in the midst of our most productive season, in a while, because we've been doing the things we know we need to do, the IPAs, the choice managements, the IPAs, the choice managements, flipping that switch, turning on that prey drive. And that is exactly what we're going to come and showcase to every real estate agent out there, every team leader out there, every broker out there that wants to, turn their business around, jumpstart their business, realign, refocus, redesign, reinvent, and relaunch their business. And Talia, tell us when this is going to start. Tell us how it's going to go down. We have the massive action framework put together. So tell us all about that, Talia.
Yeah, so we're launching our very first Agent Productivity Mastermind on April 4th. It's going to be held at the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's going to also be reoccurring. So every Tuesday for 12 sessions, we're going to go over a different topic, a different struggle, and a solution. Always some strategies that you can implement in your business to help propel you, because you're not alone, and we want to help you, and we have the resources, we have the knowledge, right, Lucy?
Yes.
The
I think I
knowledge.
know a little bit about making money in real estate, just a little bit, and I'm willing to share.
Yes, and we're also going to have some affiliated partners teaching on some of the the masterminds as well, coming in with their expertise and sharing their golden nuggets as well. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have some goodies to begin, and then we're going to network a little bit and just go right into the topic. And it's going to be hands-on, so it's not going to be boring. We don't want to make this boring. We want to make real estate fun, right? And
Yes.
we're going to have some hands-on interaction as well. So
Let me tell you, if you take this seriously and you can come to any of the 12 sessions, they're all on income producing activities. They're all about what it really takes to make money in real estate. But if you come in, I don't care if you are at $0. If you do what I tell you, if you follow the pathway, if you follow the proven path to success, and it's no secret sauce, it's massive action, it's intentional, it's premeditated. You can literally fill up your pipeline from zero to $1 million in volume production. Guaranteed. If you do what I tell you, it's going to happen. And I'm saying that with authority and with expertise, because I've been coaching and I've been training agents since 2012. I've been mentoring agents since 2014, and I've been coaching agents not just locally but also internationally since 2016. And now more than ever, I realize, you know what? Everyone is in a red ocean of dog eat dog. It's time for us to create a blue ocean of possibilities, and especially for agents that their brokers are underwater or their brokers are having to be out there. And with all due respect, I understand the pain of a broker. I mean, they got to cover costs. They have all the liability, the risk. They have all the overhead. So a lot of brokers are having to get back in the trenches and compete against their agents. So if you're one of those agents that doesn't have a mentor, is not able to get official, money making and money income producing training, this is for you. I don't care what company you work for, your logo, your brand, your affiliation. This is a recruiting free zone. Lucy Quinones is not recruiting agents. I'm not looking to recruit agents. I'm looking to bring the solution to the real life struggles of real estate agents in my market, because I know I have the solution. I know I have the solution for those agents that are out there looking for jobs. You guys are out there looking for jobs and exchanging your life for pennies when you have the potential of making $200 an hour. Ain't nobody going to pay you $200 an hour. Ain't nobody going to pay you $200 an hour. Come on now. But I can show you how to generate $200+ an hour, but it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take passion. What does passion mean, Talia? I know we learned this from Coach Michael Bird. What is passion? You remember?
Passion, yeah. So passion is pain, is suffering.
Pain, suffering. Remember Passion of the Christ? He wasn't having, hot dogs and popcorn. Passion of the Christ was going through suffering, but it was his passion for what he needed to accomplish that carried him through the sacrifice and the pain. So it's going to take passion. But if you want to go exchange your life and your time and your future for a couple of bucks an hour, I can't help you. But if you are looking to level up, rise up, show up, and scale and thrive in this season, this is for you. I dropped the link in the chat. Talia is going to drop her link in the chat as well. You can sign up with her. You can sign up, through the general link, because we are looking for the people that are looking for us. We're looking for the people that are looking for us. This is not for lazy realtors. I'm sorry to say, there's a lot of realtors that are looking for every excuse, every reason to stay at home and not go through the pain and sacrifice of growing. This is not for you. This is not for employee-minded real estate agents that think that you're going to show up, breathe, and collect the paycheck. This is not for people that are satisfied with 5 closings a year. This is not for people that are looking to have a closing by accident. This is for lions that are starving and that say, you know what? if I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna fight to build my empire. I'm done building other people's empires. I'm done being somebody else's slave with a ball and chain on my leg. So this is for, and these are the people that I'm looking for. So if it's not for you, I love you. I'll still help you. Reach out to me if I can help you in any way. But help me find the people that are looking for me. And the people that are looking for me are the ones that say, you know what? I'm a fight. I'm a fight for mine. I'm a fight for mine, and I'm gonna go learn what I need to learn, and I'm gonna rise up and level up. Close it out, Talia. What do you want to say to everyone as we close out? This has been a phenomenal session today.
Yeah, I mean, the what I would just say is, you want to show up with whatever you do. You're gonna show up, and you just gotta outperform. And if you're struggling with that, you definitely want to, like you say, align with the people that are going to help you. And this is gonna be a summer of skill set, so this is your opportunity to come in, sharpen your tools, and just prepare for the rest of the year, because I mean, it's not going to get easier. Like you said, it's only going
It's
to get tougher.
it's not gonna get easier. And let me tell you, not for nothing, but this is going to be a mastermind like one you've never been to. This is interactive. This is hands-on. This is not, sit down, take notes, and fall asleep. As a matter of fact, ain't nobody falling asleep on my watch. This is going to be a super magnificent experience that you are just going to get. I'm going to light you up. You're going to be a torch. You're going to go back to your office and you're going to light up everybody else, including maybe your broker, get them on fire, and you're going to make money. You're going to make money because if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you. All right, guys, sign up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's turn up the fire. This is your moment. This is what you've been waiting for. This is your opportunity. No excuses. It's time to make some money.
Have a good weekend, everyone. See you on
See you
Monday.
Monday. See you guys Monday.